minute. Uh, okay. I don't know if it's working right now, but oh well. Who cares? Maybe let's just start. Ah, shit. Hold on, hold on. Streaming stuff, so let me just have a moment to see if everything is working all right. Uh, Broadcasting, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay. Um, Maybe my audio is too low. Give me a second to crank up the microphone. I mean, it's already pretty damn high, but still. Okay, hold on. Give me a moment. I still think the audio is a bit too low. Damn. One moment, please. Uh, okay. Okay, let's see if we can. I hope this isn't too loud. Okay. 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 A second. I think maybe that's better. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just start. Okay, so welcome to a Space Engineers live stream. So I haven't done one of these in a while. So I mean, the last time I uploaded a video on this channel, I guess, was several months ago. Uh, and that's not entirely on accident because I have to confess. Let me just get into this ship here. I have to confess. I have been um I don't know how to put this well. I have been having some conflicting ideas about the direction in which I want to take this channel. But oh well. I guess I'll just have to make it up on the fly. I mean, after all, I've only been what uploading for a year less. I mean, I have about 5 goddamn videos on this channel, I suppose, but oh well. So anyway, so if you don't know what this game is called Space Engineers, and it's about to have, well, what I would assume to be a very big update coming very soon. Hold on, let me just turn it on. Very soon to this game, and let's talk about it because it's very interesting. So, if you don't know, Space Engineers is a game where you are an engineer in space. I mean, well, technically, we're not in space right now, we're in a planet, but you get the point. We can easily go into space if we wanted to. Actually, I will think it's. Oh, I think it might be a good idea to demonstrate that right now because we have a few things to do in space anyway, like harvest, certain ores and materials. Maybe look for more bases to pirate and harvest. But anyway, Space Engineers. So yeah, it's a pretty cool game. You'll see, you'll definitely you'll definitely see a pattern of the kinds of games that I will be playing on this channel. One of them might be you might be familiar with. It's called Terraria, and another thing that I haven't uploaded any content with with yet is Factorial, which I am planning to do some of that soon. But Factorial also has an update pending for it, which is yeah, that one has been taking a while. So you'll see a very very distinct slowdown in Factorial content across, well, everyone. At least everyone that I know that's been making Factorial content, because, well, the game's it's a good game. It's a very nice game. It's an awesome game, except that it's gone a little bit stagnant because nothing else is happening aside from what modders are doing, and even then, I haven't been following up on what modders have been up to on Factorial. So there's that. On Space Engineers, however, I've been playing this game for the last what, uh, half a year, 6 months, and the modding scene is pretty damn active for this game, right? And so even though you haven't had updates since the last year, it's been pretty interesting. Well, it's been pretty interesting to play because of all the new stuff coming out. Yeah? And on top of that, we just had an announcement from Keen, which is the developers for this game, and they came out on Twitter, I believe, where they just, casually announced the date of the next update for this game, which is, I think, this coming week. And that update is called Automatons, which is, you know, for those of you who don't know, Space Engineers is kind of one of those games where it's very similar to games like Factorio. You know, I don't even I don't even know how to classify these sorts of games. Anyway, uh, I mean, I guess Factorio and Minecraft and Terraria all kind of have some similarities, but they are quite distinct in the way that they do things. But you see the common, I don't know, the common characteristic of these games is that it's a sort of sandbox kind of thing where you just build stuff and do random stuff around the world, and yeah, people seem to like that sort of stuff, myself included. So what the next update for this game entails is that there's going to be a lot of changes when it comes to automation and AI, which is very, very exciting indeed. Now, besides those things, I also want to discuss, I suppose, the wish list. Well, my wish list at least. And I think, oh, I thought my game crashed for a second. Now, where was I? Okay, train of thought. My wish list, at least for what I want from the new update. Just make sure I don't crash into a meteorite or something. So yeah. Anyway, generally we kind of expect or have an idea, based on the recent stuff that Keen has been putting out on what we are to expect from the Space Engineers update. So there's a lot of changes going to happen to the AI control mechanism, because they're coming out with new blocks that allows you to sort of, I think, set up specific automated waypoints, I suppose, automated instructions and control schemes to drones. And that is very interesting when you think about, the sort of things you can do in a game like this, where, let's say you can sort of program a drone to mine things automatically for you, or program cargo ships to fly between really, really long ranges, like between planets. So there's that. And besides these things, I suppose some more things we could wish for in Space Engineers is really, really smart combat AI, which I think the teasers they put out uh, do sort of hint towards that, but I'm not entirely sure, and I don't want to get my hopes up, let's just say. I don't want to get my hopes up because what I have been sort of wishing for a long time ever since I started playing this game is that this game would allow me to, oh, that was close. This game would allow me to program what would be called attack drones. Like you can build a ship that's just an aircraft carrier loaded with uh, remote controlled drones that you can just send out and attack bases and attack ships and have very, very minimal sort of input towards that. Well, aside from the programming parts, but well, you get the idea. Okay. Um, Hopefully the audio is okay now. I think we're also missing. Hold on. We're also missing sound effects. Hmm. So we can get some music into this as well. So it's not just my voice you have to listen to. Speaking of, oh, yeah, automatons. Okay, so aside from that, I think Keen also did a teaser on walkers. Quadruped walkers. They showed sort of a thing with spider legs. I think Zero Legion, the channel, showed one of those teasers, and I hope that comes within the next update as well. Because it's very interesting in a game like this. You would expect that, those sorts of things would be more common, I guess. Right? Just my course here. Let's investigate one of these asteroids. See what they have in terms of resources before we get to the moon. So yeah, I mean, I would expect that you know the automatons update would make setting up walkers a lot easier, right? At least better than right now, because I mean, technically you can set up walkers in this game, like dog types of vehicles with 4 legs or 6 legs or how many legs you would like to fix. Technically you can do that, but the process is very, very tedious, very time consuming, and requires no small amount of uh, finagling and messing around with hinge blocks, timer blocks, and it's all very cumbersome. And hopefully, hopefully, the automatons update would fix that. Don't know how much control I have of this ship right now. Yeah, I'm basically just drifting all over the place, but oh well. We'll get there eventually. We don't run out of hydrogen first, but anyway. So yeah, space engineers. So allow me to address while we are just chilling out in space. We still can't hear the music, by the way. Allow me to address. So if you've come to this channel sort of expecting the sort of pop culture, pop media criticism that's been the last couple of videos, I think we are about to crash into this thing. The last couple of videos, that wasn't entirely intentional. I still don't have a very clear idea on what this channel is going to be, because I started doing those videos and very quickly did I regret making them. Not because, well, not because I didn't want to. I wanted to, definitely. I regret it because I sort of had, what do you call this? Sort of had a very, very quick realization after I did the Rings of Power sort of critique for the character Galadriel. So if I was to continue down that path of content creation, I quickly realized that I would have to be subjected to lots of media, lots of new shows that will be absolute torture for myself to watch. Right? Because the Rings of Power, that was a terrible experience, and to have to edit the videos, analyze it, write about it, I would have had to watch it at least more than once just to give my due diligence and just to be fair to the show itself, right? Let me just sort of coast around this meteor to see if we can detect some resources, uranium, maybe platinum. Either one will work, and I think I have. Okay, I lost my drill. Yeah, so going to have to rely on the ore detector on this ship. I can't believe I forgot that I melted down my own hand drill. So anyway, if I was to, continue down that path, I would have had to watch the rest of the Lord of the Rings, or rather, the Rings of Power, which was absolutely terrible. And judging from the reviews, from just about everyone on YouTube, I sort of, it's not, rather, it's very easy to see that it did not get any better at all beyond the first couple of episodes. And besides that, other shows that came out were just completely uninteresting to me. I wasn't at all sort of hyped or even curious about watching other shows on other networks, even if I actually, had the subscriptions to them, I would not have been interested in them basically, or would not have been interested at all, right? I don't think this meteorite has any ores on it. Just the ore detector. So if I was to continue down that path, I would have had to keep going through, several TV shows that would have been terrible to watch, would have been horrible experiences, and I would rather not subject myself to that. The point of me starting a YouTube channel in the first place was because, well, I play lots of video games as a hobby, right? And if I'm going to be, doing that anyway in my free time, I might as well. Oh, hold on, what is this? I mean, I might as well get something out of it, something, a return. At the very least, I would have an excuse to keep playing video games on my fair time, right? Because I'm getting older, I have a job, I might be starting a family sometime soon, but right? I can't let go of it. I can't let go of gaming, right? And if I get to that point, I have even less time and more responsibilities. I still want to be able to play video games on my own time because it's pretty much the only thing keeping my sanity together, right? I think most people can relate to that, at least. I don't think this asteroid actually has any resources on it. Doesn't help I don't have my hand drill, but yeah, I think there's nothing in here. Maybe we'll find more uranium on the way. Before that, just check out these other meteorites have in store for us. So yeah. Anyway, so the last few videos, I am torn because I suppose every now and then I might make one of those videos again because I definitely have at least one more in mind, which is about Sandman again, and it's not entirely negative, I don't think. That show did at least one thing right in one of those episodes that I really, really enjoyed. I think it's worth praising because I would like to see more of it, right? And although I criticized that show from for all the unnecessary race swaps and gender swaps for no reason that added nothing to the story. And why is that red? Nothing to the story. Oh my god, I think I'm going to crash. Yeah, yep. Don't crash. Damn. Oh my god, that was close. Okay, so Sandman, where was I? Sandman wasn't terrible. Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't good. It was pretty much meh, right? If anything, the only thing I liked about that show was the actor who played the Corinthian. I forgot his name. He was also the guy who was one of the Reavers in the Logan movie, which was pretty good. And he played that role pretty damn well, to the show's credit. But aside from that, there was one more thing. I keep forgetting these actors' names. You know the guy who played Remus Lupin in the Harry Potter series? That guy. That guy was in it for a couple of episodes and he friggin' nailed it. Like, knocked it out of the park. It was a goddamn home run as far as I'm concerned. I'm talking about that part of the show specifically, which I think was done well. Now, you might say, well, they changed a few things from the source material, and I would argue that if you are going to change stuff from the source material, I would have you rather do it the way they did for those couple of episodes, or at least for that character, because it was such a massive improvement to the source material that, you know, it makes the entirety of the rest of the first season utterly disappointing by comparison. Yeah? And I don't think we have anything on this meteor as well. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to go to the moon, but I don't think the moon has any uranium or platinum for us. But anyway, yeah, I might make a video about that episode of The Sandman and talk about it, praise it, Well, we might criticize a few things, but other than that, mostly they did that part correct. Well, I wouldn't say correct, I'd say better than the original. Right? That's absolutely a good thing, and I wish more of these, adaptations, current year adaptations, will do more of that, because the thing we always seem to get nowadays is deconstruction this, deconstruction that, and sort of repaint the whole narrative, the whole characters, the origins, the setting as something horrible. Oh well, it was this thing. It was bad. It was about the show was built on patriarchy or something like that. It wasn't political enough. That's just that kind of stuff is annoying. Point in case, Velma and what that absolute atrocity has done to the Scooby Doo IP, let's say, right? Because it took a show, Scooby Doo, which was, entirely, let's say, lighthearted. It was a cartoon for kids. It was all about, a bunch of people riding around in a van solving mysteries. It wasn't at all political, right? It was just a show doing its thing, executing its premise, a bit repetitive, mind you, but still, I mean, we did get uh, one good movie at least that I know of. I think that was The Pirate's Curse. Yeah. If you haven't watched that, it's definitely worth watching, I suppose. But yeah, Scooby Doo was an entirely innocent show, no sort of or rather overarching narrative, no commentary on politics. But then you have something like Velma come out from HBO, and it's just nothing but non-stop. Oh, white people bad. Oh, patriarchy bad. Oh, blah blah blah. I'm a feminist. I'm a lesbian. You know, that sort of stuff, right? And it's absolutely criminal that they can even get away with that, or they can even manage to somehow, pitch that in the first place and have it air, of all things, on HBO. You know, the same HBO that aired the Game of Thrones, up to the third or fourth season, at least. But still, right? You get the point, right? Like, I mean, who is going to look at that show and decide, yeah, this is totally acceptable, you know? Like, a show that has literally nothing going for it. Terrible writing, terrible characters, and nothing but political, messaging, political commentary that's not even, intelligent, right? It's not nuanced. It offers nothing, adds nothing to the conversation, even if it was relevant political stuff. And it's just white people bad, blah blah blah, gay people, blah blah blah, stereotypes. Yeah, absolutely disgusting, disgusting. And you know what? You know what? That kind of show would have never seen the light of day if they didn't strap a very well-known name to it, like Scooby Doo, right? It's a show that everyone knows, everyone remembers it from their childhood. Everyone, at least anyone who's 25 years or older would know about Scooby Doo, would remember. Oh, Scooby Doo! I used to watch that show as a kid, right? And they're remaking. Oh, that's fun. Wouldn't it be nice to reignite that nostalgia factor? Have fun again, and then they turn on the TV or turn on the streaming. I guess streaming network HBO, and then have it just berate people or undermine everything about the show, and just not be about Scooby Doo at all, not even have anything related to Scooby Doo happen to it. Like, if I, if I am to understand that from the reviews on YouTube channels that are reviewing it, it's not even trying to solve any mysteries, right? Nothing is happening in that show. Nothing. And it's just a bunch of, you know, racial jokes, all at the expense of white people, right? Which is really annoying to me. And I'm not even a white person, mind you. I'm from Southeast Asia. I have no sort of stake in, Western racial conflicts. That's none of it is relevant to me. None of it matters. I don't care about any of it. But you have a show, and literally, that's all you talk about. And I'm not gonna be interested. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't give a damn. Why is that what the show is about? I thought this was supposed to be Scooby Doo. Where's the mystery machine, right? I mean, do they even have a mystery machine in that show? I don't know. And where the hell is Scooby Doo, mind you? Where's the talking dog? Where's the mystery solving? There's absolutely nothing. If it was not, if it didn't have the name, the brand of Scooby Doo attached to it, no one will think that thing was related to Scooby Doo at all. No one, right? And since it's such a terrible, terrible show, terrible writing, right? Terrible, mean spirited jokes, no one would even bother watching it. or even taking a look at the first episode if it didn't have a recognizable name attached to it. Jesus Christ, no, I realize have I just been ranting about Scooby Doo for the last 5 minutes? Whatever. Anyway, I mean, it's not so bad. There's literally nothing happening right now, right? I'm just drifting around in space looking for, uranium and platinum. Whatever. We can talk about anything at this point. Doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll just set ourselves on a little bit of a drifting course towards the surface of the moon, and we'll see. I mean, I suppose besides uranium and platinum, we still need to find a bit of magnesium, which I think we're a bit short on. Maybe gold as well. Yeah, we definitely need gold, but I'm not sure we're going to find any on the moon. Maybe we will, but yeah, somehow doubt. I'm having a hard time judging the distance. Yeah, it's so weird. Anyway, so yeah. Wait, okay. So that's my rant over, and I suppose I suppose we should be talking about Space Engineers instead, since we are playing this game. Anyway. So yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know what to talk about. Oh, and by the way, context. I suppose it's not fair that I just open up a live stream in the middle of a playthrough of Space Engineers. I think I owe it to you, Mr. Viewer, or Miss Viewers. I don't want to assume your gender, I suppose. I think I owe it to you an explanation that where I've been the past few months, I guess. So I've opened up an alternative channel, and I haven't bothered to link into this one yet because, again, I've been having a sort of, I don't know, conflict of interest. Maybe that's not the proper term, but yeah, I've been entirely undecided on the direction of what I want to go with the YouTube channel. So I tried opening up a different channel, an alternate channel, where I upload edited sort of episodes, playthroughs of this show. Yeah. And while I decide on what I want to actually do with YouTube, and besides that, having work life, we go to work 8 hours a day. You come home, you're tired, and you barely have time to play video games and edit videos. Yeah, it's very difficult. I guess it might just be a matter of did I break something? It might just be a matter of managing a schedule, I suppose, right? I'm not detecting any ores on the surface of the moon either, which is unfortunate. I think I might be damaging my ship. It's just, I think I have been. What? Okay, let's just slow it down. Okay. So yeah. Oh damn, I think we also need to look for ice. So it's not fair that I just drop you into a live stream in the middle of a Space Engineers playthrough without explaining myself, because I have started this survival mode playthrough on a different channel. So far it has a couple of uploaded edited videos, and I've been having a very very tough time keeping up a weekly schedule because, again, time constraints. So yeah, I'm kind of lost right now. I have to admit I'm kind of lost right now on what to do, and I think what I need to start with is to just find a way to get around the time constraints of starting a game, recording a game, and editing the video, because the editing part takes a long time. Because usually when I play Space Engineers, anyone who's played this game, a reasonable amount of time will know that the average length of game time, or gaming session, is usually about 3 hours, no less. No less than 3 hours, at least 3 hours every time you sit down and open Space Engineers. You are committed for 3 hours, and that is not negotiable. So, you have game footage of at least 3 hours, and you have to edit that down, cut off certain parts, and trim it to a more digestible length of video, like an hour, maybe less, 40 minutes. And even then, I doubt people would want to just, casually open up a 40-minute video of some random dude playing Space Engineers. So, here is my, well, let's say, a tentative game plan for starting up content on this channel. So I have to commit, and this is going to be on record because it's live streaming, and it's going to be saved on this channel. I have to commit to a streaming schedule of at least once a week. Now, the advantage of that is because streaming, at least, there's not going to be a lot of editing that you have to do afterwards, right? You just have to commit the time to playing the game and streaming it, and that's it. You're done. Aside from that, the only other thing you have to be concerned about is keeping the stream interesting and watchable throughout, right? In order to retain an audience and convince people to, stay for the next stream, I guess. So that's the thing. So, and besides that, it doesn't necessarily have to be Space Engineers either, right? It doesn't have to be. It can be any game that I want to play. Speaking of other games that I want to play, I'm actually looking into playing some Outlast, right? Because, I've just acquired a video card update, which is a 3060 Ti, and that opens up a lot of possibilities for me in the kind of games that I will be able to play. Because until then, right, remember the time that the time that I started making videos on this channel, I did not even have a video card. I was completely reliant on a Ryzen 3 2200G, which is an APU with an integrated graphics card, and yeah, that's just not ideal for gaming in general. You could get away with a few games like Factorio, but even then, the processor struggles, right? So now that I have at least a video card upgrade, I will be looking into a processor upgrade next, if I can, manage to save up the money for it. What am I looking for? I want something platinum. I need, platinum components for my thing, so I'm not eating up too much in the way of hydrogen, because I still haven't managed to find ice. And I'm pretty sure I need thruster components. Did I see any thruster components here? And there is none. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh well. Oh, contracts. Can I get something that would be easily achievable and get me a lot of money? 1 million for 604. Is that even worth it? Even worth the time? I don't think so. Oh, and by the way, I just remembered. I just had an idea, by the way, since I mentioned Factorio. I wish Space Engineers had the same, well, the engineer, Space Engineers, this guy, this this dude right here. Look at this dude. This dude had the ability to handcraft components. Yeah, like the Factorio guy. Well, like the Factorio guy. I say that it's not entirely realistic, but maybe you can have a sort of item that you can equip that lets you do that, like a pocket assembler, let's just call it, that you can use to sort of, assemble certain components, right? Really basic components that you can upgrade so that you can start assembling more advanced components down the line, right? I mean, just something to think about. So, because as far as I'm concerned, since these, little outpost, I mean, what the hell do you call these things? Little shops, outpost bases thingies are here. I don't expect to find any ores spawning very close to these guys. Yeah, I think I need to drink. I need to take a drink. Hold on. Oh yeah, there you go. Whew. By the way, if you are going to stream like this, word of advice: do not drink carbonated sodas, carbonated beverages before you start streaming, because that Epos Vox had that advice, and I should have listened because I think I drank what 0.75 liters worth of Coca-Cola just before I started. Oh my god, there we go, some ice. Thank goodness. So anyway, we can refuel a bit here and chill out before we proceed. So yeah, don't drink carbonated sodas before you start streaming, because yeah, my saliva starts getting very sticky. You might hear me smacking my lips a little bit too much. That's because the inside of my mouth is all let's say sticky. Definitely because of Coke, not because of anything else. Definitely Coke. So yeah, try not to drink fizzy drinks before you start streaming. I will have to keep that in mind for myself. So anyway, this little space expedition is starting to look like an absolute failure already. And I did not mean to pick up that much ice, but oh well. I guess we don't need to. No. We don't need to. We can start stockpiling my tanks and just rely. I don't think we can actually rely on just the hydrogen generators. Oh well. So where was I? Yeah, Space Invaders. This little expedition is looking like an absolute fail already. You've literally found nothing to harvest in terms of resources out here in space, and you would expect to find a lot, I suppose. But no, not found. You've not found anything. Unfortunate. Oh well, keep looking anyways. So yeah. Oh, what's this? Signal. Maybe we might find some in those craters if we go down there, but let me check out this signal before we do that. So anyway, streaming schedule. So yeah, well, not today, right now at least. Right now for me it is 2:36 a.m. Sunday morning. Now, You might be wondering, why the hell am I up right now at that hour? 2:36 a.m. Well, 2:37 now, but why will I be streaming at that time for myself? Like, don't I need to go to sleep or something? But well, this is all that's in here. That's kind of disappointing. Like, why would I be streaming at literally 2 a.m. when I could be doing it any other time of the day? Especially since it's the weekend, you know. I don't expect to be working at all during the weekend. I don't expect to be particularly preoccupied by anything else either. And hold on, let me inspect this little crater. See if we can find anything interesting down here. I don't expect to be particularly busy during the weekends, I was trying to say. So why would I be streaming at 2 a.m.? Well, it's because it's the most convenient time, at least in terms of what I don't know. In terms of, let's say, sound quality, audio quality, I guess. Because during the daytime, the place that I live, there's a lot of noise happening, coming from the neighbors, coming from the road, coming from downstairs even. And there's not a lot of opportunities, not a lot of ways I can soundproof my room to that stuff, because, well, I am missing an entire wall. I wish I could show you a picture right now, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I am missing an entire wall from this room that leads directly to the rest of the house, to the staircase to the rest of the house, right? And if anyone decides to make a little bit of noise downstairs, you can bet your bottom dollar you can hear it all the way from up here. Now, granted, I mean, I wouldn't say the best, I'd say a pretty decent condenser microphone that can cancel out, you know, ambient noises from the surroundings, I suppose. I can cancel out some of those noises on its own, and then I can go to OBS and adjust the microphone properties so that we can filter out even more of the static noise and outside noises. But every now and then, sometimes the noises from outside, from downstairs, can be loud enough to be picked up by the microphone anyway, so that's not going to be ideal for live streaming if I have to be interrupted like that, right? That's not ideal, so I have to be streaming during the graveyard shift, let's just say, just so I can be, well, just so that I can be a bit more assured, a bit more reassured that I won't be having any random noises coming from somewhere that might be, you know, inappropriate for YouTube, right? Don't think we should be on our wheels with how low my clearance is in this sort of terrain, but oh well, we can just sort of hover along. So yeah, we found iron, but that's not what we need. Let's see if we can find other materials. Nickel, cobalt, that's about what you'd expect for resource groups on the moon. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can manage to find other materials, other resources down here, because we don't need those specifically. We need magnesium, we need uranium, and platinum. So yeah. We need to stay a bit closer to the ground for all our ore detectors to be able to do their thing. and sometimes, occasionally, it's quite nice to come down one of these craters, and maybe we might get close enough to some resource groups so that they get picked up by the ore detector. And I don't think there's any over here. Nope. Nothing. Right. So yeah, this is looking like an absolute failure of an expedition. Bunch of time, a bunch of let's say fuel wasted. But maybe we can get something out of it by the end of it, right? I mean, I'm not going to head home until I am almost out of hydrogen that you can see on that bottom right corner. We'll just keep looking around and keep chatting until we find some. Hopefully we do before long. Still nothing. Still nothing. So yeah. Whew. Oh my god. I almost missed it. Almost missed it. I ran. It's a good thing I caught that out of the corner of my eye, because definitely spotted some magnesium. There we go. Finally. And the good thing about being in space, or being in lower gravity, is that I can orient this mining ship like so, pointing directly downwards. Because in bigger gravity, or rather I should say stronger gravity, I will not be able to do this. Point my, miner straight downwards like this, and not have it just crash into the ground. I mean, technically I could, but if I manage to fill up the inventory, the cargo space for this thing, it gets too heavy and I won't be able to lift myself off like this out of a hole that I make while mining. But in 0.25 G's, or 25% of Earth's gravity, that is perfectly achievable. That just aren't ejecting magnesium out of our ass. No, not magnesium powder, magnesium ore. There we go. There. So the sorter, the conveyor sorter, and let me just demonstrate that from here. The conveyor block, this one right here, allows me to sort of filter out any materials that go through my drill into these storage containers and back out this connector, so that we can throw out any unwanted stone or unwanted minerals or whatever out of the backside of the ship, right? So that would be able to leave us with more cargo capacity for the stuff we actually want to mine, which in this case would be ice, so that we can refuel, and the thing we came here for, which is magnesium. Before we start, I would actually like to leave behind a GPS marker here. MG Moon. Okay, there we go. And start drilling now. So just leave that. See, there we go. The connector out the back starts ejecting the stone, which we do not want in our inventory, and leaves behind only the magnesium that we want to be bringing around with us. Okay? And actually. Since we still have a little bit of ice swimming around in our inventory, I think we can stay at least to find, oh well, to look for platinum and uranium. Not necessarily mine them, but just to find where they are and leave behind a GPS signal in case I want to come back for them. Okay, let me just be careful not to crash my ship on the way out. And that ejector at the back of my miner is just going to keep spilling out these stones until all of them are ejected from my cargo containers. Yeah, that's very nice. So, where we want to keep looking, I don't expect to find any uranium on the moon. I'm pretty sure, well, at least as far as I'm concerned, uranium doesn't exist on the surface of the moon, or at least in the last survival playthrough I've never found uranium on the surface of the moon, so I can't be sure. But since this is my second one, I have, as of right now, no reason to believe that it does, unless I am mistaken. I mean, I could easily Google it, you know, but I don't want to ruin the experience of finding out for myself. Whatever. Oh, actually, there's an assert observation base over there, and I don't suppose. No, not that. I want to quick save. I don't suppose we can get anything useful out of that thing, because there's this thing about these assert mod pieces. Yeah, this is a mod. This is from a mod, the assert bases, the assert faction. They have sort of special kinds of hydrogen thrusters, ion thrusters, that are more powerful and more fuel efficient than the regular vanilla ones. But I'm pretty sure we're not going to be finding them on surface bases and installations like these ones. We will, however, be able to catch them from these ships. If I can, find the damn thing. These ships that are floating around, or at least I should expect to. The problem is, I am in a mining ship right now that is, well, completely, well, almost full of precious magnesium, and I do not want to get blown up at the moment while we are doing a mining run. Yeah, that will not be ideal to get blown up by one of those things. So, with that said, I suppose the next thing we want to do right now, because the whole point of this series is to, well, at least what I started with, what I wanted this series to become is to be all about me capturing NPC ships like that and collecting up to 100 of them. Well, maybe not 100, at the very least the most I can get up to within 100 days of playing this game. Full disclosure, this is the third day I've been playing this game, and the only thing I have to show for it is that I dug up a ship from the last episode and it blew up in my face as I was trying to lift it off the ground. So that technically doesn't count, I guess. I mean, you could say that I managed to hijack a couple of bases, surface bases, right? And that might count, but those aren't ships. Those are static bases that are, embedded onto the surface, and those don't technically count because they can't move. Although they were armed, they had guns on them. Yeah, it would have been a lot easier to take those over instead of an actual ship that could run away from you, could maneuver out of you know, your range, dodge your bullets, etc., etc. I'm saying it's more of a challenge to try and hijack a moving ship than the usual bases you would find, even from the mods in this game. Speaking of bases, I think the next move, if we still don't find uranium or platinum on these little asteroids, the next thing we have to do is number one, get our little base on the surface of the Earth to start moving, right? Start moving so we can travel our little base of operations closer to the moon at least, or rather, a place that's relatively secure and full of resources that we can manage, and then build an entirely different ship that we will be using for space piracy. And from there, what else do I got planned? And from there, I had the idea to build up a Space Hulk. So if you are not aware, or at least are curious about what the hell is a Space Hulk, it's a thing from the Warhammer 40k franchise where Space Hulks are basically just giant spaceships, plural spaceships, sometimes asteroids that are just stuck together, right? Like, literally just slapped on and welded together, usually by orcs or other things that are lurking in space, and it's just a giant fortress of a ship that's made up of other ships that are stitched together. And I thought, technically, I will be able to do that. I will be able to make one of those things in Space Engineers, especially considering that. Oh no 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 no. Whew. Especially considering I have one of well. Oh, sorry. I choked on my own spit. The water. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm back. So yeah, anyway. Don't drink Coke. Don't drink fizzy drinks. None of that carbonated shit before you start live streaming. Oh my god. Where was I? Yeah. I have one of those mods that allow me to weld together different grids, separate grids, right? By putting on what will be called a weld pad on a connection point that of my choosing, and put that weld pad on one block, and then put a weld pad on another block that I want connected. And if I just stick them together with a crane or a ship, or I just drag those weld pads facing together, they would essentially merge those two ships, which will be called grids for Space Engineers. Yeah. And then by doing that, I would eventually have myself a functioning Space Hulk. That's literally just a bunch of random ships stitched together. And speaking of ships, yeah, I think I still got a bit more in terms of hydrogen that I could use to get around. Damn, if I only I had my hand drill. Ugh. Yeah, I think there's nothing here. I mean, I suppose we might be able to find more resources on the asteroid belt, on the asteroid field on the other side of the planet, away from the moon, but that is a long distance away. For now, I think we should just get back to our base and deposit this magnesium hull so we can proceed with the next part of our playthrough, which is to get my little, base over on that surface to get mobile. Okay, so let's just take a chill pill, and just cruise along down back to Earth. Now, thankfully, I have a speed mod that allows me to adjust the maximum speed of ships in this game, which usually would be 100 meters per second. But as you can see, we've already surpassed that. And for this playthrough, at least, I have set the speed limit to about 350 meters per second, which I calculated would be just slightly above the speed of sound. Right? I mean, I think that's only fair, because otherwise 100 meters per second for any ship will be quite slow. Well, it is quite slow in my humble opinion. So I just had to adjust it. So anyway, yeah. We still haven't managed to find, or at least managed to hijack, one ship that we could use, to start building Space Hulks with. Well, not Space Hulks, a Space Hulk. So until then, we need to gather up resources that we will need to build one large good ship that we can use to sort of start hijacking another NPC ship. And from there, we can use that, our starter ship, as a foundation for the Space Hulk. Yeah? That definitely sounds like a plan. So I am going to have to rename future streams of this game to something Warhammer 40k related, because everyone who knows about Warhammer 40k will more than likely watch anything that's related to Warhammer 40k. I mean, if you pay attention to any videos on the internet which reference Warhammer 40k, like, all the Warhammer 40k fans will just start just coming out of the woodwork and post a comment. Yeah. So there's that. We could work with that. We could definitely work with that. Okay, beginning our approach. Let's see if this asteroid has anything for us. And this is the last asteroid or meteor or whatever that we will inspect. And beyond that, I think we're just gonna have to head home and be satisfied with the magnesium we managed to find. Right? Because we technically don't want to completely run out, and I might be on a crash course. And I think I saw a patch of ice there. Okay, so wow, this is actually a lot of meteors to get all together. So I suppose I think we can find something here. Yeah, let's just get closer to this thing, see if we can manage to pick anything up within the ore detection range. The next time I design a ship, I really need to put more thrusters onto it, because this thing, I mean the ship itself isn't that heavy. It's pretty heavy, but the added weight, the magnesium, makes it really hard to control. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's just nice. It's not particularly useful. Okay, let's just see. Before I forget, wait, let me just check out the one next to it. This one. So, if this one and the other asteroids down there still doesn't have what we want, we are definitely going to be going home. That silicon, it's not what we need. What else? So you got silicon. I mean, do I expect a different mineral to be able to spawn on this thing? I mean, it's pretty large. I I wouldn't be close to the possibility, but yeah, I don't think we're getting anything out of this. Whew. Nope, I think we are out of options here. This thing doesn't have anything. I think we are moving on. If I can find the bloody things. The other asteroids below me. Oh, there we go. And move over there. Oh, there's a lot more. There's a lot more stuff here. Let's just check these out. And don't crash. Yeah, I think this. Yeah, I think this has been a semi-partially failed expedition because we found nothing, right? Genuinely nothing except iron, cobalt, and I'd love to maybe try and take that on. I'm really concerned about the amount of fuel we have left. Whew. So, hopefully, this works as a beginner stream, right? Beginner stream because I still have no idea what I'm doing, and the only thing that I have that I can use to sort of check if my thing is working is to use my phone. And that's not, my phone is so old that I cannot reasonably use it as a sort of benchmark if my stream is doing okay. It's unfortunate, but we'll just drive this thing back home, and depending on what else I might think of, what else that I might think to do, we can do it, just move on with it, or if not, I think I will just be logging off now and going to sleep because I am really tired. I mean, as you might expect, it's literally 3 a.m. in the morning for me, and does this thing have any save this. This is interesting. Let me just do a hard save. I just remembered something. This game, this save file, also has a, what do you call it? Also has this mod that's, if I remember correctly, it's called Devastating Impact, and see if we can find a target meteorite that is far enough. So I've done a hard save, right? Because I will load into that eventually, but there's this thing I want to show you, I guess. Before we end the stream, I suppose we can end off with a bang. That I think it's really great, because I really wanted to test this on a thing that's heavy, and I'm thinking I'm pretty heavy right now. Because kinetic devastation, I think that's the proper one. Hold on. Kinetic devastation allows me to use grids like this, or ships rather, to use them as projectiles that if they crash into anything like a voxel or another grid, it creates an explosion that is entirely dependent upon damn, I'm tired. Damn, I'm sleepy as well. Uh, that sort of calculates an explosion that it will generate based on how fast you were going at the time and how much mass you had on you. And this looks like an interesting asteroid, actually. If we don't crash into it. Have I been to this asteroid before? I cannot recall. But yeah, kinetic devastation. I just want to sort of replay, spectate. I think test out. Yeah, let's say test out. What would happen if I had something that's relatively small? The ship is relatively small, but pretty dense in terms of weight, and see how much damage that will do with the kinetic devastation mod, because I have some plans in the future for remote controlled. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Not right now, not right now. For some remote controlled ordinances, projectiles, I suppose you could say, that we can use in conjunction with the kinetic devastation mods to fight the NPC ships, so that we can hijack them more efficiently. Putting our regular. Oh, can we fly through this? Can we fly through this hole? I like how my immediate instinct is to just fly through it. You know, like your average Ace Combat player sees a hole, immediately tries to fly through it at maximum. We found platinum. Oh my god. What? How? Well, that was lucky. Okay, now I'm awake, but we are also almost out of hydrogen. Fuck. Wait. We still have enough ice. Damn. What? Hey. Oh. I was not paying attention. Jesus Christ, I was that tired. I wasn't paying attention to my hydrogen at all. But now that I found platinum, I'm fully awake and I just noticed it. Well, there we go. So not a complete failure after all. I like the fact that we only managed to find this platinum because of my, well, vaguely concealed masculine urge to, you know, fit myself through any hole that I find in nature. I'm not going to comment further on that, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, horny for the win, I guess. Whatever, we have our platinum. Let's just take it and go home. And this is pretty sweet, by the way. Pretty sweet. Oh, before I forget, sorter, and let's add platinum to the list. Let's go to the PL platinum ore. And oh my god, I gotta sneeze. Nice. Excuse me. Okay. I almost forgot to, you know, pick off the platinum ore. Oh my god, I still need to sneeze. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry, and I think that's platinum right there. Okay. Just leave the drill on for a bit. I am going to mute my mic for a few seconds while this drill goes on, so that I can blow my nose into some, you know, tissues. Give me a second. Okay, okay. I think I'm good. Am I? Yeah, I think we're good. Oh Jesus. Well, it's a good thing too that we managed to find platinum, so my hydrogen tanks can replenish from the ice in my generators, which I do not have a lot of remaining. Oh shit! Not need to step out. Look at that. I I like that. It's just a complete straight line of stone being ejected out of my, backside. So yeah, not a complete waste. So thank God we can end this stream on a positive note that we managed to find what we were looking for. Dude, am I even mining any? Well, I am. Am I ejecting any though? Orchard, platinum. Yeah, platinum ore is on the blacklist, so it shouldn't be. Ouch. I need to do that. Yeah, no, I'm not ejecting any of that stuff. Not that here. There we go. Okay. So, I think we just need to stay in our cockpits for a while until we can regenerate some health. Oh, and we managed to pick up T1K. We still have space in our drills. Keep going, at least until my drills are also full. I think I need to blow my nose again. Jesus Christ, I was not expecting my allergies to act up in the middle of this. Yeah. Oh my god. That's gross. Whew. Very good. How much ice? We need to pay attention to how much ice we have left. I think that will last us until we can get back to Earth at least. Okay, so still have some ice in the container, not a lot, but still. And then we have about 46,000 kilograms. 46,000 kilograms of magnesium and about 46 as well. Give me a second. Okay, now both my nose and throat are congested. Which is just unlucky. These drills are taking a while to fill up. Get going, drills. Come on then. Faster. Okay. So from here, I think it might be best to fly without our dampeners on and just do it manually. I think that's mind enough. Okay. We just need to be extra careful not to collide with the inside of the asteroid. Okay. Let's turn on dampeners in a second. Oh shit. Before I forget. The platinum GPS, so I can remember this location. GPS. What's the periodic table element for platinum? Is it PL? Might be wrong, but I'll keep it anyway. I think PL is plutonium, no? Or is plutonium PU? I can't recall. Not that it matters at the moment. So we have our platinum, we have our magnesium. I would say this little expedition into space was a success, all things considered. Okay. Now, all we have to do is set ourselves on a direct course to where my base is at, which is about 100 kilometers that way. No? Let's go. And make sure we're not going to collide with the asteroid on the way. Sovereign shipping. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe we can. You know what? Tempted. Yeah? Definitely tempted to take this. We might. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is just getting better and better. This thing is a neutral action to us, indicated by the white sort of GPS marker. That means it's not particularly friendly, but if we antagonize this thing slightly, just a little bit, it might start shooting at us. But depending on what this mechanic sovereign shipping, depending on how far we go above or below this sort of threshold for reputation, this faction and any other ships or bases that might belong to this faction will start shooting at us if it goes into the red. Now that's going to happen if we damage any part of this ship. It's going to decrease by a point, 2 points, 10 points, I suppose, depending on how much we sort of how much we damage the ship. So even then, if we can manage to take out the control module, the AI module for this thing, that means we won't necessarily be able to antagonize the entire faction anyway. And its guns, if it has any on it, let me just check. Oh, it has a couple of Gatlings. Are those Gatlings or interior turrets? They might be interior turrets. In fact, I think they are interior turrets. Close to this thing and auto dampen onto it. Getting close. I think we might need to get closer to sort of. We might need to get closer, actually. And closer and not crash. Hello? Well, we can't auto dampen to it, but I guess the best we can do is match the speed. Okay. Besides that, what we could do also is land on this thing straight up. Well, landing if it will let us. I mean, sometimes neutral factions won't let you land on them. You know, they won't let you attach a magnetic plate or sometimes a landing gear onto their grids. We'll see if we can do that here. I don't think we can. Right? It's not showing up. It's not showing up. Nothing. Can't. Oh well, I guess. Well, I guess since we've matched the speed relatively See, look at that. As soon as we turned our inertia dampeners on, we slowed down and this thing accelerated relative to us. We can match the speed and be stable. Okay, okay. I think that's stable enough. We can go in here. Oh, I think we're beneath it. Ah, shit. Going to the side. Let's actually quick save first in case something bad happens. See, look at that. We dropped reputation. Okay. Okay, not here. SOSH. We drop reputation. And if we fall below this line, any ship or base. Okay, this thing is moving. What? And where was I? What the hell was I talking about? Okay. Any sort of movement below that line of the reputation part will mean any ship that belongs to this faction will start shooting at us automatically. If we can find the control module for this thing. That's okay. It's no, that's the beacon. We need to find the AI thing. The AI control module. Which is not here. Okay, okay. Give me a second. Give me a second to find it. So this is a cargo container. That's the beacon. And is that it? There it is. Found it. So if we can disable that, not necessarily destroy the whole block, and then come in here, reassemble this thing so that we can hack into it, we can take control of this ship. So we can slow down. Watch this. See? Let's slow down. After this other ship of mine. Relative and slow you down as well. Okay. So now I've taken control of that ship. And I think what we need to do with it is, number one, check the contents of the cargo it's carrying. We may be able to find some uranium or something valuable like gold, some more platinum, right? And then bring it back to base. Just and we use the back, well, since it's not in control of you, not being controlled, I suppose, by that other neutral faction, maybe we can latch onto with D. If I can find the control for it. I think it's this one. Latch onto this with the landing gear from the backside. Let's go. Oh, I think, yeah, there we go. Okay, so now these are locked. Hold on, give me a second to blow my nose again. Normally I would edit that stuff out because that happens to me more commonly that I would, care to admit that I get congested, I get allergies, and I get the sniffles. So in a normal recording session, I would just edit that stuff out, but that tends to be, well, impossible during a live stream. So I get interrupted anyway. Even if I'm, okay, what the hell am I grinding? even though I am streaming at the dead of night. Which, I mean, at least I can work to minimize. This thing has. Oh my god, okay. Disappointing. Disappointing haul. Disappointing, but I suppose we can scratch one off of the, well, let's say, ship goals pirating. I mean, I technically don't want to count this, but I suppose it's a start because it didn't fight back, and it's still neutral, right? And the only gun this thing had was an interior turret, so whatever. Let's just go into this thing's control thing. Turn off the dampeners. Hop onto this thing again. Let me see if we can carry this thing all the way back to atmosphere. If we even have the sort of thrust capacity to send it back, or to carry it all the way. I mean, I suppose we do. I mean, we should. But somehow I doubt it. Yeah. Let's orient myself, and then we will just accelerating in the general direction, which is quite a bit to go considering. Did you manage to see that? There was a little bit of flash. A little bit of a flash of a GPS signal, a red one, which is a Mayday signal. Which is, I guess, another thing we can look into if it manages to flash back on again, right? We can just take those because those things usually would be a giant, well, not giant, a large grid sort of station that's in mostly disrepair that we can retrofit and also use as a foundation for a space out. But until then, I suppose this thing will have to do for now. And we'll take this back into atmosphere. Because if there's one thing this thing at least has going for it, is that we can grind down these ion thrusters to take their thruster components, right? I mean, technically we didn't need it that much considering we've already mined some platinum. But still, we might as well. So yeah, I will be turning off the, well, not dampeners, the reverse thrust, so that we can just coast along, right? Drift towards our base without having to consume too much fuel. Okay. Let me just take another drink of water, blow my nose. Moment, please. Oh shit, oh shit. This is bad. I just realized that we are entirely out of ice. I'm not entirely sure what to do next, because I guarantee you that that 4% of hydrogen is not going to be enough. Jesus. Okay, sorry about that. I'm afraid it's not going to be enough juice for us to land on. Oh, Christ. Christ. Christ almighty. We are already being affected by gravity as well. Don't have enough. We don't have enough. We don't have enough. Okay, so I've turned on the atmospheric thrusters in case, because we are already drifting downwards onto the planet. Now, the problem is that we very well could crash, and because I have kinetic devastation on, the amount of weight that I'm carrying on myself, even at relatively slower speeds, will lead to me crashing and burning quite a bit. Ah, shit. It's that because of the gravity, I am also accelerating up to top speed into the Earth's gravity well, and what the hell is happening? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, this is not good. I think I need to let go. I think I need to let go of the thing. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. I need to let go of that. And I'm still crashing downwards. Christ. No. No, 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 no. This is not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. I am dead. What? No? Hello?
Inventory full.
What? Sorry, what? I am confused. How did I not dive? Hello? I'm very confused. My entire ship is gone, but I'm not dead. How? Okay then. Oh. What's that? I'm pretty sure I did not have creative mode on. Right? I'm fairly certain I didn't have. Yes. Yeah, no. I'm perfectly... What? And the base is still 30 damn kilometers away. Oh, Jesus. Well, that was unfortunate. God. You know that satellite deciding to sort of tilt me over like that really screwed me at the last second. It really, really did. My God. Well, after all of that, I guess it technically was a complete failure anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ, what a roller coaster. Wow, I mean, talk about an adventure, I suppose. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can go back to the crash site and pick up those, pick up the extra platinum again. Jesus Christ. If we can actually manage to find it. Will we actually even be able to find the crash site? No? Maybe? This is such unfortunate. This is so unfortunate. Well, let me just see if I can pick up the stuff left over If I can manage to find it, I don't think I can. Anyway. Well, that's it. I think that's about all that wrote for us. Oh my god. Well, I guess that's all for now. Jesus Christ. Well, that was a complete disaster anyway. Well, I suppose that's the end of our stream, guys. Oh dear. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think that's good night for now. Farewell and have a nice day. Goodbye.